What's going on, guys? It's your boy Anthony I. Cruz, and I'm here with some heat. Literally, it's 95 degrees out here. It's crazy. But guys, these are 6 things that all remote workers should be doing to be successful in their role or their career. Now, there's a lot of stuff that we can debate on what remote workers should be doing because that's such a broad term, right? When you say remote workers, that applies to anybody that literally doesn't have to be in an office, okay? So it can range from customer service rep to an entrepreneur. Now, on my channel, I've always mentioned remote workers, but I'm gonna start mentioning, more so what I do and what I'm trying to aspire to be. And where I came from as well, because I know that there's different levels of remote work. So I'm gonna touch on that in a different video. I really wanted to get this topic started because a lot of people that work from home live very unhealthy lifestyles, okay? They say they want a remote job, but when they don't have that structure and routine, it falls all apart. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to be self-disciplined, but it also takes time and it takes years of experience to really be healthy and happy most of the time. Well, you're not always gonna be happy, but to have discipline and a routine and good habits in place so that you're not falling behind. There's some things that you guys can debate about in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And before I get started with this video, make sure you guys go to Buy Me a Coffee to support me. I'm working on some new ebooks. I'm working on some AI stuff, so let's get it started, guys, all right? So, number 1 is gonna be an old school alarm, okay? An old school alarm clock. Now, you can use your iPhone, but there's times where my iPhone actually didn't even turn on. Because I forgot to set up the alarm settings, I kind of ended up sleeping in, almost being late for work. So I can actually tell you guys, there's only been 2 times where this has happened, and I'm ashamed to say this, but I actually woke up an hour or 2 late for work. Now, luckily, I was already established in my role or my job, but not really, because I was probably there for like 3 to 6 months, So that's not something that you guys want to do. There's no one there to wake you up unless you have a partner or you're with your family, which I'll talk about in another video. But if you guys live by yourself, you need an old school alarm clock because this is going to help you with just in case your phone messes up, just in case you sleep in heavy that day, maybe last night you worked out, you had a really busy day, you did a lot of driving, you ran a lot of errands, whatever the case is, you want to have something there to back you up so that you wake up no matter what. So what I recommend right here is I found 2 alarm clocks, digital and analog ones that you can use that are battery operated. And I think you can plug them in as well, but you want to have something where it's independent of your iPhone and some of the technology that you use. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you guys right now, you guys are probably laughing at me because some of you guys already have the alarm clocks, but that means you guys are doing the right thing. You have to be self-disciplined. You have to have a certain sleep schedule in place. There's a lot of details that I can go into, but having the alarm clock, the backup one, is always gonna help you wake up on time for work, So you wanna be punctual. You don't wanna play around with that kind of stuff. Even right now, I'm a contractor and I see my coworkers, I pay attention to when they're online and offline, but for me, I make sure, hey, 8 to 12, okay, I'm in, lunch break, okay, and then 1 to 5, and I'm done. And if I do mess up, I'll stay extra hours, but we can talk about that in another video. My bad, guys, it was getting really hot up there. I'm telling you, it's in the 90s, so I might have to finish the video here. But anyway, let's get right into it, guys. The second point is probably gonna be the most important one. This is a concept that I came up with over the years that I didn't hear a lot of people really discuss. I'm here to tell you guys today the importance of this, and that is to have split days and or a backup work location. Now, there's multiple reasons why this is such a great thing, but this is assuming that you have a laptop where you're not hardwired into the modem or router. So what I want to say is, if you are in that situation where you're hardwired, you need to get out of that position immediately, okay? You do not want to stay in one spot the whole day working from home. You're gonna go crazy. And I'm telling you this right now, you guys can dispute me. I don't care what age you are. We all need to move our bodies around. We all need to be around other people. Even if we have family at home or our partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, you need other people around to stimulate, those senses that you would have if you were in the office. You understand? So that's just one piece to it right there. That's why it's so important too to live in a location where there's multiple coffee shops nearby, or it's a close 5 to 10 minute drive as well. I've detailed this before in a previous video where I talked about how I moved out of New Jersey, out of the suburbs, into Philly, into the city, and how that's benefited me and it's made me just a better person overall. I'll make a follow-up video on that. Let me get into how you guys can do this, right? This is what I do. So I work 8 to 12, right? So I make sure before I start my day, I wake up early. I try to. Most days I don't, I'll be honest. And I'll just stay home. So first half of the day, I like to just chill, stay home. Sometimes during lunch, what I'll do is I'll clean up my apartment a little bit, and then I'll pack up everything and I'll go to a coffee shop. Now, I also have a co-working space as well in my own apartment, so I set myself up really nicely, right? But I will intentionally plan to go to a coffee shop, one that I picked out during the weekend, and I'll make sure I have the Wi-Fi already connected to my laptop as soon as I pull up. There's no friction, making sure that this is a spot that has a lot of good seating, has outlets, has good coffee, potential food. So I'm very picky about my setup and who's there and the environment that I'm in. So I do this on the weekend ahead of the work week, and I intentionally pick a place to work at. Now, doing this forces me to actually like work on days where I'm not even that busy, or to self-study, you know, be more productive than I would be just being at home. And for me personally, once I get some coffee around 11, and as soon as 1 o'clock hits, the turbos turn on, you know? But that's also when I get really busy at work. So I recommend that you guys invert that. So for me, it works for me, right? To have the second half of the work hours be somewhere else. But for you guys, maybe in the morning time before work starts, you get up and you get your ass to Starbucks, all right? And you get your work done in the morning, right? Now coming back, you get to chill at home. However you guys want to do it, just make sure you guys are getting out of that one spot that you're in. And even if you have a 2-bed, a 3-bed, a den, it doesn't matter. I want you to get out of your apartment, your condo, your house, whatever. I want you to get out of that spot, and I want you to go somewhere else. And if you don't have a job that's allowing you to do that, then you need to leave that job, okay? Easier said than done, but I've been there, done that. All right, so point number 3 is to have at-home workout equipment and to develop healthy eating habits. Now, I'm not gonna get too deep into that part because you guys already should know what healthy eating habits that you have, which ones you don't, whatnot. But with the workout equipment, I wanna tell you guys this is so important. Now, for me personally, I have a gym upstairs, but I plan on buying equipment very soon so that when I get out of bed, I can immediately work out. So I think you guys should get a yoga mat, a kettlebell, some dumbbells, and there's a bunch of other stuff that you guys can get. I mean, these 2 options that I put right here are the cheapest. It's like $16 to $18 each, and it can go a really long way. Now, for me personally, I do calisthenics, so I do a lot of pull-ups, push-ups, and some other workouts with the kettlebell, dumbbells. I don't really go to a gym anymore because now that I live in the city and I have literally a gym amenity, for me, it's like there's no point in getting a membership. That's how I save money. I'll talk about that in another video. I gotta get into detail about all this stuff, about how I'm set up here. But yeah, you guys should definitely invest in this. Health is wealth, okay? I don't need to say any more about that, but make sure you guys are stretching, doing mobility training. There's so much stuff that you guys can do, but yes, investing in workout equipment, investing in making time, you know, the night before, writing down what you need to get done and writing down what workouts you need to do is very key to having a successful day too. So planning on your calendar as well. But let's get right into the next point, guys. Point number 4 is very important, and this kind of leads into some of the other things I was talking about, but it's to have ergonomic friendly work from home gear. Now, I'm not saying to throw out the keyboard and the mouse that your company provided for you right away, but at some point, you want to think about how your desk setup is, okay? How far away are you from the desk? What's your posture like? What is your chair like? How old is your chair? These are questions that you want to ask, okay? You want to get an ergonomic friendly mouse so that your arm is not, it's not meant to be like this. You want to twist it and have a mouse I'm recommending right here where your arm's a little twisted. So that's the kind of mouse that I have. It's actually good for your hands and your wrists. Also have certain keyboards that are curved as well, so I'll provide that in the link below. But I also just found this and I want you guys to check out this website. The first link right here, when you click onto it where it says ergonomically correct workstation, it gives you a whole checklist of what you need to do. When you guys click on this link right here, right? And you click on the first link within the article, ergonomically correct workstation, it's gonna give you all the details that you need to make sure your workstation is ergonomic friendly. This is gonna help with your posture, your health. It's gonna help avoid carpal tunnel with your wrists and your hands and your whole body. And again, I mentioned before, if you have the weights like the kettlebell right next to your desk and you're doing mobility training, you're gonna be able to move your body and be more fluid. And as you get older, you won't have trouble, picking things up off the floor and bending your knees and doing certain movements, because in life, outside of work, we want to be able to, live freely. You don't want to be all old and stiff because of work. And now that also reminds me too, this wasn't even on my list originally, but you should also have some kind of timer so that every hour you're stretching, you're standing up, you know what I'm saying? And going into the ergonomic friendly setup, I forgot to mention this, but you need to have a stand-up desk, okay? The stand-up desk allows you to not be sitting down for more than, 4 to 6 hours throughout the workday. You shouldn't even be sitting down that long, to be honest. If you're moving your body constantly, which is something that I do, it really helps with your overall health, because sitting down all day, and I'll find an article on this, I'll probably link it down below, but sitting down all day, I heard, is worse than smoking cigarettes. That's what they said, okay? But let's get to the next point, guys. Point number 5 is gonna be to get a second personal laptop. Now, before you guys go crazy, I am not promoting that you guys put any private information onto your laptop or that you get distracted, with your personal laptop being right next to your work laptop. I'm not saying to do any of that, but what I am saying is that you guys should be constantly updating your resume, constantly applying the skills that you're learning on the job to projects, personal projects that you could put on your GitHub, depending on what you're doing. I'm a data analyst, so that's what I do. Whenever I see, for example, when I'm working in VBA code and I see certain logic being in place, I'm going to apply some of that knowledge to what I'm working on the side. And that's what I've done. I've kind of slacked a little bit with a couple of my other jobs. I've had to really refresh my memory on what I did, and it's kind of hard now because now I'm playing catch up. But with my current job, I'm not playing around with that. And now it's motivating me to do personal projects. So make sure you guys have a personal laptop that is really good that you can use for your personal projects, to update your resume and any other things that you really need it for, plan out your day, calendar. You can even use an iPad. I bought this before I got my laptop and this helped me out a lot too. So the last thing on this list kind of ties into what I just said. Point number 6 is to use AI tools, okay? You have to have the AI tools on deck. It's 2024, guys. Now I'm really excited because I got a lot of stuff cooking right now in the pot. I'm trying to drop a lot of videos about this, but I'm doing some experiments on my own. I'm watching other people on YouTube, explore ChatGPT 4.0, explore Claude 3.5. So I'm extremely excited. I was nervous about it like everyone else, but now I'm extremely excited because these tools are nothing more but tools. AI, you know what I'm saying? People think, oh, it's gonna replace your job, this and that. We have to adapt. You have to have that mindset that, hey, you know what? I'm gonna adapt with the times, okay? And I'm gonna utilize these tools to better myself because, believe it or not, AI is not perfect, okay? There's a lot of times where, and I'll make a separate video, again, I've been working on this stuff a little bit, but there's times where the AI is not always gonna have all the answers for you. When I was in college, right, I graduated from Rutgers 2019, and I struggled in my stats classes. I was a statistics major, okay? Now, I had Chegg to help me out, and you know, you had a lot of resources online, but you had to put the pieces together. But AI will really put those pieces together for you, and you still have to manage, you know, whatever question you ask AI. First of all, I don't want to get too deep into it, but let's just say you're asking it to help you fix some code. You need to have prior knowledge before you go to the AI, and you have to know how you're gonna tell the AI to help you. You know, you have to train it to help you. So it's a learning curve. You're not just, oh, do everything for me, upload this file. Like, no, you have to still manage it. You have to still clean things up. There's people, for example, that make ebooks, okay, and they get ideas from the AI. It spits out some ideas, but it's not the final product. So that's what I'm trying to get into. But this guys is really important, because with the AI tools that I mentioned before, you can really go to the next level. I mean, I could pick multiple resources, right? Read some books, put all the knowledge together, give it to the AI, and now the output of what that is, it's gonna be used for my projects. It's gonna help me learn quicker, you know, and I'm still gonna have to know what I need to know, right? It's not gonna teach me everything. I have to come with the prior knowledge, but it's gonna set me up so that I'm on a different level where my projects are real crisp, you know what I'm saying? Real original, and nobody else is gonna have it, because I'm putting in the work to make sure that what the AI is giving me is just resources. It's just there for me to make the final product, but it's not going to be the final product, okay? So I hope I explained that really well. I hope you guys liked this video. It gave you some perspective, hopefully, and I have a lot of honorable mentions, but I'm gonna keep that hidden because I am working on an ebook. So again, make sure you guys go to Buy Me a Coffee to support your boy. Anything will be appreciated. And for those who are new to remote work, the idea of remote work, or are trying to break into remote work, I literally have a $5 ebook, How to Break into Remote Work. So make sure you guys go check that out. It's your boy, Anthony I. Cruz. I will talk to you guys later.